Welcome back, friends. Today is such an exciting day because today is pizza day. I love pizza so much. It is my all-time favorite food, and I cannot wait to share with you guys how we make it here at home. This is the same way that my Italian grandmother taught me when I was about 9. This is the way she's been making it for so many years, and it turns out perfect every single time. I got up early this morning and I made my pizza dough well in advance, which is always a good move because then when you're ready for your pizza, your dough is ready for you. So it has been resting for about 6 hours. It has gotten so big. I can't wait to show you guys the difference in where we started versus where we are now. So while I gather a few things together for our sauce, you guys can watch how we made the pizza dough, and then we'll see you back here when you're done.
So we're going to start with our water and our yeast. We're going to mix it together until the yeast is fully dissolved, and then we're going to add in our salt, our sugar, and our oil and mix that until that is fully mixed in. Then you're going to add in your first 2 cups of flour and mix that with your paddle attachment until it is fully combined, and then you're going to add in the remainder of your flour, and using a dough hook you're going to get your dough kneading. After a few minutes, that flour will be fully incorporated in, your dough will be elastic and smooth, and it will be ready to rise. Drizzle some olive oil into a bowl, place your dough, drizzle some olive oil on top, cover that and let it rest and rise for at least 1 hour in a warm, dry place.
Okay, friends, for our sauce, I have 16 ounces because we're going to be making a lot of pizza today, and we want to have plenty of sauce for the pizza and for dipping. So I have 16 ounces of plain tomato sauce in this pan, and I have my seasoning right here. So I have rosemary, basil, oregano, some red pepper flakes, and a little bit of salt and some pepper. So why is it in this saucepan? Because I like to let it simmer on the stove a little bit. And my grandmother likes to put her pepperoni in with the sauce. It makes it taste so good. You can put your onions in there, you can put some garlic in here, whatever you want to do, it can go right in here, and it really brings out that flavor. So I'm just gonna put our seasoning in here, give it a little stir, and then it can simmer on the stove for about 10 minutes and let those flavors really release. Okay, friends, it's time to start working with our pizza dough. Like I said earlier, I got up early to make our dough, so it has had a good 6 or 7 hours to rest and rise. And now that flavor is gonna be so good because the longer that you let your dough sit and rise, the better it will be. It'll be so much easier to work with, it'll taste better. But of course, the minimum time for it to rise is 1 hour. But as long as you can be patient, as long as you can wait for it to rise, it will get better and better. So I am going to get this dough onto our counter. I'm gonna flour the counter. It is nice and clean. And then we can separate it into our separate balls of dough and then start rolling it out and making the shapes of our pizzas. Okay, first things first, I separated our first half of the dough into 3 separate balls. They're not totally equal, but that's totally fine. You can eyeball it, you can kind of feel by the weight. And I am going to roll these into little circles. Now I'm just gonna start by using my hands and stretching this. Now my dough, because it has risen for so long, it is so much easier to work with. So I may not even need to use a rolling pin, but we can just start by using our hands to work this into the right shape. Use the rolling pin as we please and get these into some personal sized pizzas. Okay, our dough is all formed into our personal pizzas, and now we are ready to put them on a pan and build them how we want them. All right, we have 2 of our personal pizzas on this pan because that is how many I can fit. I put some olive oil down so that the crust will get nice and crispy on the bottom. And then we have all of our ingredients lined up here. So we have our sauce that we made, some smashed garlic, some freshly chopped basil, some freshly grated Parmesan, fresh mozzarella, pre-shredded mozzarella, pineapple, red onion, sweet bell peppers, cherry tomatoes, some vegan Italian sausage, and this garlic butter. Now, if you want to find out how to make this garlic Parmesan butter that I use, go check out our recipe bite on how to do that because it is delicious and so good on this pizza. If you want your pizza to be fully vegan, that's really easy. We like to buy these mozzarella style shreds from Trader Joe's. They're so much like the real thing. They taste really good and they're excellent on this pizza. So I am going to put this all together. I'm gonna build these pizzas how I like. I'll start with the sauce, of course, and then a variety of these toppings. I'm gonna brush the edges with this garlic butter, and then we will put these into the oven. Okay, our pizzas look beautiful. They are ready to go into the oven. So we're putting them in at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna cook them for 12 to 15 minutes. Now the little one will need less time to cook, so we're gonna take that out first. I'm gonna check on them after a few minutes. If it looks like they need some more garlic butter on the crust, then we can put that on there. And if we decide to put more cheese, you can always do that. So just check on them after a few minutes. This one will take a little bit longer, but in 15 minutes, you will have a beautiful pizza. Okay, so we are, well, we're ready for... Did you already take a bite out of your pizza?
Well, yes, I couldn't wait. Pizza.
Unbelievable. So
I especially appreciate that mine is made without cheese.
I saw that happening and I didn't say anything. I'm really just watching her take apart the pizza. Do you want me to cut it or do you like?
Well, I thought I'd like, nah, I can all the way around till I get to the middle.
Okay.
It's so good. That crust is excellent.
I took way too big of a bite.
Thank you for making this one without all the cheese
You're
on
welcome.
it. Yes, I don't like
This
cheese.
is...
Except for the mac and cheese you made the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was surprised. If you guys haven't seen that video, you should watch it. That mac and cheese is good, and I hate cheese.
See, I said she might like it. This is delicious. This crust turned out so good. See, waiting the 6 hours really paid off because the bottom is super crispy. I don't know if you can hear that. The bottom is super crispy. The crust is soft and yet it has a good crunch to it. How would we rate this on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, a 1. It's a 10.
It's a 10.
I love it. I mean, obviously, I'm digging in. I took a bite before we even...
I know she did.
It's so good.
Go make your own pizzas and we're gonna go eat ours.
Goodbye.
Well, that's all from me today, my friends. I hope you had a fun time making this with me. If you made your own pizzas, I would love to see how yours turned out. So please tag or DM us on social media. And if you have any questions or requests, please feel free to contact us directly via email or again through social media. All of our contact and social info is in the description below, as well as the recipe for what we made today. Come back soon to Kids Cook Island. We have a lot of cooking and baking left to do.